What's up, you guys?
Alright, so it's officially a new format. December 3rd is here, our new list in effect. There's only one thing that needs to be done. Get this shit out of here. Fuck that card. So yeah, buy Firewall. You will not be missed. What's up, you guys? Slim here with a new video, and we're here to do, I think, a really appropriate video with our new format in effect. And we're going to talk about how we beat the living crap out of the number 86 deck, the Rongo Bongo deck. So shout out to you guys. I posted in the community tab. Wanted to gather your guys' thoughts, combine my own, and then produce the video. I'm actually going to use your actual comments. You guys want a face video? You got it. Like, I'm going to keep doing these because you seem to like them. I'll have images up here like I usually do, and we're going to talk about how we beat the crap out of this damn card because this deck is very scary. This deck, in conjunction with the new Neospatian card, if they play Gumblar, you know, you lose your whole hand, and on top of that, there's number 86. The number 86, for those of you that don't know, basically says you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's going to combine itself and number 75, the bamboozling thing. It's going to put all the materials underneath. It's going to have like 5 or 6 materials, and then you just can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And then next turn, they just kill you. That's how the game goes. The game is over in 2 turns, like literally 2 turns, so it really sucks. But not to worry. The deck, as powerful and as scary as that seems, it's not unbeatable. No deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is unbeatable, as it has been shown before. The FTK that was so good at London didn't do shit at YCS Pasadena in California. So because of that, same rules apply. This deck may be really good, but it's going to be countered. Striker is still the superior deck. But we're going to get into the main things that you guys basically need to know. So really just quick rundown. The deck is a Dark Warrior deck. They're going to do, you know, Armageddon, Dark Grepher. I don't know if they play Mally. They're going to play the Phantom Knight cards. All these engines kind of just combined into one mumbo jumbo list. MCole40 has like a deck profile, a 60-card deck profile on his channel. If you guys want, like, I guess a blueprint of the deck, if you're playing it, or what you can expect. But it's basically everything you saw last format. They didn't play Firewall, and basically, you know, yes, Armageddon's down to 1, technically 2 if you count Rhoda. And they're basically going to just, I guess in a sense, you know, just do their whole thing, do all their link crap, summon Sorg, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, eventually they're going to they're going to have a thing where they have number 75, the bamboozling thing. And what that thing does is it lets you attach itself to another monster, and that's where you make the number 86, the Rongo Bongo. I think it's Rhongomyniad or something. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I told you one day I'll get it right. But you put that card, and then literally you just slide all the materials underneath, and then boom, pass your turn. And a lot of times, from what I've been understanding, is that they end Summon Sork in that. So it's usually like 2 monsters on the field. Now, I actually encountered this deck last format. I played against this deck at, what event was it? It was, if it wasn't Pasadena, it was an event. Like, God forbid, I actually don't remember what event it was. Oh, it was YTS 200th. And I played against the 6 Samurai version of this deck. And that deck was so scary because, like, literally, they do the same thing. They make number 86, and on Summon Sork number 86, and you just kind of lose. And, you know, luckily for me in game 3, he bricked, and he actually misplayed too. So I was able to come back and I was able to win. So it was awesome. So I'm 1-0 against the 86 deck. But let me tell you, it's so scary. But the thing is like I said, I break it down. You have those 2 monsters, you know, then put all the materials underneath, summon Sorg, etc. Now you guys are wondering, okay, how do I beat this card? You guys gave some really great comments. Shout out to you guys. I wanted to highlight one from Tobias, and I'm shouting you out because you literally said, and I quote, "I am playing the deck. The best is to use any monster effect negation on Bamboozle, Ogre, Gamma, Vela, and Parents." The reason why I'm shouting you out, bro, is because I think that's very humble of you to be like, "I'm playing the deck. Here's how you beat it." Not a lot of players will do that. Most players will be like, "Oh, well, the deck's so good. I'm not going to tell you how to beat it. I'm just going to beat you with it. Ha, 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 ha." And, you know, shout out to you for doing that. It's awesome. I replied to him. You know, I think that's just great when people do that. So, yes. The main thing you actually want to do, a lot of people are focusing on number 86, but the real issue is actually number 75. And what you do to counter that card is actually kind of just how it's mentioned. You need to negate or get rid of the number 75 before it can, you know, attach all its materials to number 86. So how you do that? Very simple. Now there's hand traps. Now the first one I'm going to tell you, Ash does not do shit. Forget Ash. Ash is crap, so no Ash. But the cards that do things are Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, because they can go Bamboozle, they can go, you know, whatever, and you just Ogre it. You just activate and you ogre it. And the minute you ogre it, it's off the board. And yes, they'll still have the number 86, but it's going to have a lot less materials. I could be wrong. I think it's only 3 materials. And I think with 3 materials, you can still, like, get over it. So it's not as, like, threatening. It's not as game-ending as where if it had, like, 5 or 6 and you just can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. So that's one of the main ways. So Ghost Ogre, fantastic card. Another card, kind of like mentioned, is Cyframe Gamma. Now, the Gamma driver package, you guys already know, comes with its pros and its cons. The pro, of course, is being able to negate a monster. You negate 2 monsters on the board. Opponent can't attack through them. You can use it going first or second. And, it can help you link climb or make Omega, depending on what your deck plays. What I like about it is it negates and gets rid of the problem. I think that's really strong. I think that... a lot of people, go back and forth. Like, Gamma goes in and out of formats. I think the thing you need to realize is, can your deck support Gamma? Like, can you support it in the main deck? Can you support it in the side deck? To me, it always felt like more of a going second card, because, like, if you're going second, you open it, you can stop your opponent. Yes, you would lose the Gamma and the driver. They get banished, per its effect, but then, like, it didn't matter. You still negated something, and that's, like, the proper way to use Gamma. But, going second, if your opponent didn't really do anything you needed to stop, then you start to go, they try to hand trap you, you Gamma, and then, there you go. So that's a really interesting card to think about. Really good card. It has the reprints. I know people have access to it. It's definitely just another option along with Ghost Ogre. You guys are kind of noticing, like, a trend. Most of the ways that you're going to stop the number 86 deck is actually by stopping number 75, and you're going to stop it with effect negation. Effect negation, or something that gets it off the board before it can attach all its materials to 86. Other card, Impermanence. Now, I know. This card is $90. I know. You guys should always pick up good cards when you know they're coming out. That's going to be my suggestion to you. I actually watch Market Watch. For people that don't know, John, Robbie, you guys are awesome. Your Market Watches are awesome. I actually watch them because when I see them, like, talking about stuff, and I know I already picked those cards up, or I had planned for it ahead of time, like, I feel good about it. My best advice to you guys is do research on the sets. I am very guilty of this. I don't read cards, but when people tell me, oh, look out for this one card, and I keep hearing it over and over again, it kind of clicks in my head, okay, this is the card I need to get. I need to get it ASAP. Get it, while it's low. Like, D-Barrier was one of those cards. Impermanence was one of those cards. Like, a lot of those, Ash Blossom was one of those cards. All those cards I got them extremely cheap, less than 50% of what they were ever worth now. And, like, that's the thing, is, like, that's one just piece of advice. I know it totally has nothing to do with the video, but I'm talking about it because of how expensive this stupid piece of crap is. Like, I know it's like $90. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'll tell you right now, it plays around Call by the Grave. It's back at 3. You need to, you need to be able to do that, because best believe this deck is going to be packing Call by the Grave. So yes, your answers are hand traps, but the best believe they might have a Call by the Grave to stop you from stopping them. So think about it like that you want to, really get rid of the Bamboozle. So there's that. We've talked about that. I mean, I guess you can Effect Veiler it too. The only thing I don't like about Effect Veiler is that you're still leaving the 2 monsters on the board. Now, I don't know, because for me, I've played against a deck and I've ogred it and I've impermanenced it. It's basically the same thing. Veiler and impermanence kind of the same thing. I don't know how effective that is, leaving them with the monsters on the board. I feel like I feel like, okay, if you leave the 2 monsters on the board, it passes to your turn. I feel that hopefully you have enough resources to get rid of that, because if you don't, it's kind of a problem. So hopefully you can get rid of it, because I'd rather not have to deal with that afterwards. But those are, like, your main ways. Now, another card everyone is talking about, cherries. I know. Ghost cherries this, ghost cherries that. Believe it or not, I know what you guys are thinking. Just cherries the 86, cherry the 75. To be honest, from what I've heard, it's pretty much split down the middle what people say to cherries. Half the people are saying cherries Bamboozle. Half of the people are like cherries number 86. Now, to me, I agree with that, and I think that's just up to player preference. Maybe Rongo is the right card. Maybe number 75 is actually the better card, because Rongo by itself is not scary. Rongo with 75 is scary, and I know it's kind of funny. We're talking about how to beat the number 86 deck. It's by tackling number 75, because, you got to get to 75 before you get to 86, basic numbers. But, yeah, from what I've been told, it's better to cherries better to cherries the number 75, the bamboozling thing. Also, if you want to stop them before they even get their foot in the door, cherries Isolde. How many times have we cherries Isolde against Goki? How many times have we cherries Isolde against any kind of warrior deck? Same rules apply. Firewall is gone. I don't even know where my firewall ended up. I threw it, like you guys literally saw it. But cherries Isolde. Cherries Isolde will stop them in their tracks. They will need a lot more extenders to keep going, but Isolde is so critical because of how powerful, like, putting the Divine Phoenix in the grave, adding it back, having all that. Them not being able to send anything and being able to cherries it before it even happens is awesome. So definitely something to think about. If you're gonna play cherries, think about Isolde, think about number 75, and worst case scenario, just think about 86. If you just don't even want to deal with any of it, just cherries the 86 when they go into 75 or when they do whatever. When you see the writing on the wall, just get rid of it. Pick your poison. That's literally what I'm going to say. Pick your poison. When I play in the regionals this upcoming weekend, I'll let you know what I hear or what I decide to side and what proved to be more effective against the deck if I do play it. So that's basically just the rundown of like the hand trap stuff. Now, counting permanents too. Now, when it comes to spells, there is this huge debate. This is this gigantic debate right now going on Facebook, everywhere. And it's Herald of the Abyss and XYZ Encore. I was already told about Herald of the Abyss. It's nothing new. This card's pretty cool. Pay 1,500, declare a type, attribute, whatever it is, and, your opponent has to send it. The thing about this card is it doesn't affect the card. It affects the player. The thing is, what I've read, MCole40 had a really good thing on Facebook talking about how they're going to have the Phantom Knights link and that, and the problem is they're both Dark Warriors. Rongo is a Dark Warrior, so it actually wouldn't work. But if for some reason they just end with, I think it's Summon Sork and Rongo, then you can do it. So Herald of the Abyss, really cheap card. It's like $1 a piece, if not less. Really good option to think about, countering the deck. I personally don't know how XYZ Encore works with it. If you guys know in the comments, please let me know. There's a huge debate. I don't want to mislead you guys, tell you guys to play it, find out it's wrong, or tell you guys not to play it and find out it's wrong. I actually don't know. I have not played Encore since the Ophion days, so I could not tell you. But that's a debate right now. What's the better card to use, the better spell card to use? Personally, if it were up to me, I would use Herald of the Abyss just because that's a card I'm more familiar with. However, like I said, you could run into those problems where they might have the Phantom Knight link and they might have Rongo, and then you're kind of stuck. Like, you still can't get past it. Encore might be able to work, but I don't know. So Encore is definitely another option if it works. Keyword if. Do not hit me in the comments and say I'm wrong. I'm not telling you to use Encore because I personally don't know. All I know is Herald of the Abyss is one of the cards that was presented to me, and I think that's a really cool card too. So that's another way to out the deck for pretty cheap, to be honest. Other things everyone is talking about here. People said XYZ Universe. I mean, that's a really old card. I don't really... I'm more like on XYZ Encore just if it is a spell. Other things you guys said. You guys pretty much all said the same stuff. Like, shout out to you guys again. What else is there? Yeah, you guys honestly pretty much said everything. You guys can't kaiju it. Remember that. You can't kaiju it. Can't do any of that stuff. So pretty much the options I gave you are really just the best options. And I decided to take a different route for this episode of how to beat this deck because I noticed my other ones, yes, they have a lot of nice pictures. Yes, but they're kind of boring. Like, you don't get to see me like getting all animated. You definitely wouldn't see me throwing a firewall. So I want to know if you guys enjoyed the video. So that's basically my thoughts, you guys. The best way to counter the number 86 deck is by knocking number 75 out first. Get rid of it, ogre it, cherries it, impermanence it, gamma it, veiler it, whatever. Focus on that card, negate that card, and you'll be successful. That's not your cup of tea and you want to directly get rid of Rongo, get rid of Rongo with cherries. You want to get rid of Isolde, I think that's a really good way to do it too, because having Isolde in your extra deck as a cherries target, works not only against the 86 but against a Goki deck because of how intricate Isolde is in starting all the combos. If you knock Isolde out, it's done for, and their combos are a lot less effective. So definitely think about that. But that's pretty much all I got to say. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button. If you want more of the how to beat this deck with, these phase videos, I'll definitely do it. I'll definitely bring it to you guys. There's not a lot of decks I needed to cover. This is just like the newest one, quote unquote. It just kind of popped up at Pasadena. It hasn't been addressed in this series. And I know everyone's talking about it. It's like the hot topic right now. It's what everyone expects to see in the format besides Striker, Geist, Thunder Dragons, etc. But I want you guys to remember that there's always a way to beat a deck. No matter how strong or how impossible it seems, there's always a counter to every deck in the format, and who knows, maybe the deck will just flop. Like, I don't honestly know. I'm thinking about making a video about, about the Gumblar deck. Now, here's another thing. That deck may play Gumblar too. So there's so many routes this deck can go. That's why I think Isolde's really good. Cherries and Isolde is really good. Anything to get, their whole engine to stop early on is really solid. So definitely something to think about. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash that like button. Consider backing me on Patreon. Follow the links in the description, my Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. You guys want to get in contact with me, and I'll definitely be bringing you guys more content. And I got my Altergeist deck profile coming up. I know you guys want to see it. So I actually have a reason I want to upload it, and if this little milestone happens, hopefully within the next couple hours or the next day or two, then I'll definitely bring it to you guys, and I'll let you guys know when that happens. But anyways, you guys are awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.